everybody, welcome to Caketastic Cakes. It's Jen and I'm going to show you today how I made this rose and flower cake. And if you see me using any tools or supplies that you could use, if you check the link in the description below, it should be able to help you out. Okay, to begin, I'm going to show you really kind of a brief little demo here on how to make a rose. I have another video out not too long ago that shows you how to make a rose with and without a kit or without the cutters. This is going to show you how to do it with the cutters. If you don't have it, you don't need to go buy it. Just find my other video. It'll show you what to do. For this now, I made a teardrop shape kind of piece there, my little Hershey Kiss off to the side. I rolled out my gum paste nice and thin, cut out my flower, rolled out the petals, and now I put some water on the petal, wrap it around nice and tight around my little Hershey Kiss there. And then I go across from that petal, put some water on that one, fold it up, wrap it up, just not as tight. Go across from that one, do the same thing. Just keep going back and forth with the petals, make them a little bit looser each time. And when you add the water, only add it like, halfway up the petals so that the top can flare out a little bit and you have a little bit of an unfurling effect going. And just for fun, I took my veining tool and I'm pressing kind of down and pinching on the petals just to make it look like a different kind of rose. I don't know. Just thought it might look cool if I did that. And in order to continue going with the rose, you just continue doing what you did. Cut out another piece of gum paste rolled out really, really thin using your flower stamp there. Put the petals on, just go opposite of each other just like before. Just a little bit of water, maybe halfway down so that the top part of the petal can furl out a little bit just like before. And this part you don't have to do. I just did it again just because why not? I was there. Seemed like it could be fun. And I'm just pressing down with my veining tool and just kind of pinching each petal in the center just because I like the looks of it. Yeah, there you go. Now, when you find a size for your rose that you're happy with, you stop. If you want to keep making it bigger, you just keep on going. Just keep on adding more and more layers. And if you do have the rose set, then you'll see that it starts out with two. The one I have is just like a basic one. It has two different sizes. It has just a smaller rose size and then a larger one. And if I am going to do a bigger one, I'll do 3 of the smaller rose stamps, and then I will do maybe 2 of the larger ones or just, keep going depending on how big you want to do it. If you want to make it like a really unique size, like really tiny or really big, then honestly, probably doing it by hand using the technique that I show in my other video would be better because then you don't have to worry about stamp sizes or anything like that, and you can just do it however you want. So whenever you get happy with your rose and you're ready for it, put it in a little saucer or a little something that'll help support it. I put a piece of paper towel down first so it doesn't stick to it because I've had my flowers just not dry when they're sitting on plastic, and it makes sense because they can't breathe. If my petals are a little bit too smushed up against each other, I put a little scrap of paper towel between them to space them out. And then just let them dry. Now for this cake, I made 1 of that kind of burgundy color, 1 white rose, and 2 of these ivory colored roses that you see here. I'm just showing you the one. I made them all exactly the same. I just put them aside, let them dry. And they were gum paste, okay? If you do use fondant for those, you're going to need to add Tyler's powder. Otherwise, you might not get as nice of an effect. My cake here, I had crumb coated it, stuck it in the fridge, pulled it out, and now I'm adding my second layer of icing to it. So I'm kind of slathering it on nice and thick. And unfortunately, my icing skills are not the greatest. I tend to do better with fondant and gum paste cakes. However, I gave it the good old college try here. I have my blue icing all over. I did the top and the bottom of the side of the cake, and I kind of left a well in the center. And I'm filling that with the same burgundy color. I added a little bit of white in there, thinking I was being terribly clever. And then I scraped and scraped and scraped and scraped. And this is where, my skills do not shine through as well as I wish they would. But honestly, I don't get a lot of orders for just iced cakes. A lot of people do want fondant. So anyway, I smoothed it out the best I could. And then I melted some burgundy candy melts here, just chocolate melts. I'm doing a little dribble on the side, but it just was not working with me. And so I did want you to see this too, that it ain't that pretty, right? Like I tried to make a drizzle on the side. It didn't come out very pretty. However, when you make a mistake or it doesn't look that good, hide it with decorations. That's what I say in some of my other videos too. You can always cover it. So guess where my roses are going? They're going on top of that mess I made. So I'm squeezing out a little bit of icing there, putting it on the back of the roses to hold them in place. I'm adding some leaves that I had, again from the kit that I had made, and let them harden. And if you cover up the ugly mess you made, then it's like, oh, actually, that's kind of pretty, right? So you don't have to worry. You don't have to throw it all away. You can work with things. Just add decoration to it. Make it look like you did it on purpose. Now I'm taking some burgundy icing here, and I just have a couple different size and shapes tips. I'm doing up and down, back and forth around my stripe there on the side. And I'm going to do it in the burgundy color. I'm going to pick up my other tip here, add some white, go all around just next to it, kind of making like a little cluster of flowers. And it's hard to see because the angle's not the best, and I apologize for that. But I was using different shape tips to make different little flower effects here. Doing one more for the ivory colored. I made a little bit of ivory buttercream icing as well. Again, doing it all around, up and down, make a nice little group of flowers. A little bit of green with my leaf tip here, make a little leaf coming out the side. Isn't that cute? Just adds a little color, makes it a little more interesting, a little more pretty. Hides some of the ugly icing smoothing job I did on the sides. And then you can add a little bit of a pearl to each of the flowers if you want. I did it. I had an ivory, a white, and a rose pearl. So I stuck it into the center of each one, clean off your cake plate, and there you go. It's actually a pretty cake. It didn't come out bad considering the mess I made of that drizzle. So I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe because it does help me out. I got a lot of other videos out there, so please take a look. And as always, thank you for watching Caketastic Cakes.